Hello. Welcome back to Colors of Hope Crafts ASMR. And I am super excited because I recently hit 400 subscribers. So thank you so much. So if you're new here, most of my channel is devoted to fiber art, spinning, knitting, crocheting, fiber prep, showing you how relaxing and fun it can be. So a lot of my videos are in the style of ASMR. So this year I'm going to be spinning in the Tour de Fleece, which is a spinning competition that goes on during the Tour de France. And I really want your help coming up with the types of yarn that I should be spinning. And I'm going to show you what I have available, what types of yarn I can make with it, and what types of things that I can make with the fiber. I'm also going to be doing a giveaway during the Tour de Fleece to celebrate my 400 subscribers. So make sure you leave a comment below. Now first thing of all, I've shown you this before. You can obviously knit something like this. I don't make a whole lot of smooth yarn, but I do have some examples of some fairly smooth yarn. Art yarn is more my forte, but I do know how to make smoother yarn, like what you're seeing in this yarn, or this shawl. So again, this Tour de Fleece is going to be all about you guys. So anything I film and spin is going to be stuff that you suggested. If I spin anything that is just for practice, then I won't film that. But everything else, it's going to be about you. Next example, the scarf. It's actually a little cool down here. This is with a thick and thin yarn. And then finally, this is something I knit up that I made with yarn that I spun that was inspired by my battle with hydrocephalus. And this wall hanging was also inspired and designed by my battle with hydrocephalus. And I brought this out to give you kind of an idea of what you can make with art yarn. Next, I'm going to show you the fiber that I have available. I have more fiber than what I'm going to show you, but these are the fibers that I want to use in the Tour de Fleece. So this is 4 ounces of an alpaca blend, and it is decadently soft. It is some of the softest fiber I have ever felt. You can barely feel it, almost. It feels so good up against your face. Alright, next, this is as a It's called a corn musk or korosk. I'm not sure what it is. It's a type of sheep that they're bringing back in Iowa. So I decided to buy it to support shepherds who are trying to bring back this breed of sheep, and it is very, very soft. And this will make a nice light and airy. And yarns that are full of air tend to be warmer. Next, I have 6 of these art bats. So I could make a good chunk, a good size skein of yarn with this. And next is I have 2 braids of this BFL fiber. I got it from a box of, I got it from a fiber subscription box from Paradise Fibers. And it's very, very soft. I have 8 ounces of this, so I could mix a fair amount of yarn with that. And I can also blend it with something else. Next, I have this Merino Roving. Which is really, really gorgeous and very soft. This is Paradise Fibers Bubblegum Surprise. And I'm actually an affiliate of Paradise Fibers. So if you want your own subscription box or any of the other fiber that they have, that's one way to support this channel. But just look how gorgeous that is. If you don't already know, my favorite colors are pink, blue, and purple. I think that'll be pretty obvious in the yarn that I'm going to show you in a minute. So next I have 2 of these bats. I made them in a previous video, or a few videos, I think. This has some of the Koroks yarn or fiber in it. And I made this bat on my blending board. And there's gonna be, I'll have about 3 to 4 ounces of that fiber. And the other bat I showed you, I also made. I made it on Athena, my drum garter. And I have a video of that process as well. And then finally I have this top, or it might actually be roving. Sometimes I have trouble remembering which one's which. But this one's really gorgeous, and I think it's gonna be fun to spin. I have an idea for it, but again, it's up to you. This is about you. All right, So the first yarns I'm going to show you are fractals. 2 different types of fractals. This one is a 2-ply fractal. And basically what fractal means is the way you spin it up, you take strips that are progressively smaller, and so they end up lining up in a particular way, and it ends up, I think this one ended up looking pretty cool. So you can see that there are some sections that are pretty small, and then some sections that are pretty big. Alright, so that one is a 2-ply fractal. Oh. And I actually just set the twist on these 2 yarns. Alright, this is another fractal. So I confess I didn't do the math right. Or rather, so with this fractal, I kind of did my own thing. Which, if you know me, if you've been watching my channel for a while, that's kind of what I do. So this fractal all is somewhat of my own design. And I used fiber. I took fiber and spun it up like a fractal, but then as I realized as I was spinning it up that there weren't going to be as small a sections as I was looking for, so I chain plied it back on itself, and then I plied the 2 bobbins together. So what I ended up with was a 6-ply fractal that is also a cabled yarn. Yes, you heard me correctly. This is a 6-ply cabled fractal. I was a little bit crazy, but it worked. And I'm very grateful to the dyer, because I never would have been able to make this gorgeous yarn if it weren't for them. I am just in awe. Okay, so that's another option if you want me to do a cabled yarn or a fractal, or I could potentially do a cabled fractal, but I would have to really try to do the math. Alright, so here's a couple or here are 3 examples of some 2-plied art yarn. This is thick and thin. And once again, this is 2-plied and thick and thin art yarn. So that's an option. And then this is, these are from two very similar bats. And I spun them up just for this video to kind of give you an idea of what similar bats can look like. So this is a chain plied. This is the bat chain plied. And then this is the bat core spun. And the bat, in both cases, the bat is chain plied and core spun, thick and thin. And it has the poofy things in it. I can do art yarn without the poofy parts in it, but a lot of my art yarn has the poofy parts in it because I like it. But if you don't like it, then let me know. I won't put puffy parts in the yarn because this is for you. And this is another example of chain plied art yarn. And nice and sparkly. And don't worry, those bats have sparkles in them too. Alright, here are 2 examples of yarn that is 2-plied and not art yarn, just pretty much regular yarn. This is also an example of chain plied art yarn, although this is less art yarn than some other yarns I've made. And finally, these are 2 examples of yarns that are worsted weight and basically all the same thickness throughout, or almost all the same thickness throughout. Not a lot of variation. And these are 3-ply. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to leave a comment, tell me what type of yarn I should be spinning for Tour de Fleece, and I will see you soon. Bye. Leia, come on up. Leia's helping me celebrate 400 subscribers. Good girl. She's excited. Can't you see she's Are you excited, Leia? Are you excited? Excited that I've got 400 subscribers. I won't put puffy parts in the yarn because this is for you. Zoe, what did you do?